What's going on, swim fans? In this video, I'm doing a full butterfly analysis on my own technique, both above the water, below the water. I'm going to share a few different speeds and some drills along the way so that you guys can learn with me and apply some of these concepts to your own swimming so you can swim faster and smarter than ever before. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Here is the butterfly stroke. There's sort of a front corner view. We're going to slow this down. Every scene, we're going to slow down, break it down, do some telestrations. So let's go ahead and pause right there on that initial catch and hand entry. So one thing that I can definitely improve upon is the hand entry. Right now, you notice my hands are entering right next to each other. And really, when you swim butterfly, your hands should enter at about shoulder width. So when you do single arm butterfly, that's a great drill that works on the undulation pattern, as well as just like where your hand is entering the water. You know, that's a great thing. Also, if you swim with fins or you do a drill like you do butterfly arms with a freestyle kick, it makes it a lot easier to just kind of focus on one thing at a time. So let's go ahead and just pause it right here on the initial catch. Now I want to make sure you guys can see this. So when you're pulling, it's really, really important that you think of like almost two freestyle strokes at the same time. So if you look at that early vertical forearm from my shoulder through my elbow to my hand, what you're trying to do is initiate that catch as early as possible. And in butterfly, just like breaststroke, it's symmetrical. So what you do on the right side is identical to what you do on the left. Now, if you notice the difference between like me and a top level, like best in the world butterflyer is how fast they initiate that early vertical forearm in the stroke, meaning the earlier you can catch water, the faster you're going to go. So for me, I do catch water, but it's a little bit later in the stroke and it's pretty minor. You can see it a little bit more in the next angle that we're going to look at. But let me know what questions you guys have down below in the comments, because butterfly is a tricky one. So here's a shot. It looks like I'm wearing fins, and I think it's a little bit more controlled. Nah, see, my hand entry is still too narrow. So let's go ahead and just pause it. Actually, I missed it. I missed it again. Missed it again. Come on, here we go. Third time's the charm. So when you notice the hands right here, well, first of all, where's my body? My body's a little bit low in the water. The hand entry is good. These are relatively soft hands. I'm entering the water with my fingertips. That's really good. A lot of swimmers enter the water with the thumb first. So you want to make sure you're entering sort of like two freestyle strokes at the same time. Now, it would be ideal if I entered the water a little bit wider than where I'm entering right now. This is just a smidgen too narrow, because what happens is when you have momentum and your arms are coming in, even if you want to enter the water right here, you're going to end up entering the water like right here just because of the momentum of your arms. So you have to plan accordingly, because if you think of like doing a pull-up, you have the most strength right in front of your shoulders. If your hands get any more narrow than that, no good. And the best way to do this is just focusing on it with fins. Right now I'm wearing fins. It makes it a little bit easier to have a softer hand entry. Doing shorter distances of butterfly, that really helps. So let's go ahead and watch. I believe on this, I was in the low 30s, maybe this was like a 32 in the 50-meter butterfly. So I'm going pretty casual. I'm not going slow. Now this is a good angle to look at the breath. So let's take a look at how I'm breathing. If I can pause it at the right time. That's decent. Let's catch a little bit earlier. Okay, so this right here shows a pretty decent timing of the breath. A lot of problem that I used to have, actually, it's not as bad here, but it's the timing of the breath, breathing late. So when you take the breath, you want to do it basically early in the stroke. So as you initiate the catch, that's when you're breathing. And then by the time your hands are under the water pulling and your arms are recovering, your head's already coming back down. A lot of swimmers wait for their head to stay above the water, like, and then you hold your breath for so long, or you're breathing for so long, and then your butt just sags. So the next view, we're going to look at it underwater, and we're going to look at this actually in slow motion. I think that's going to help. So here it is in slow motion. And you can see the timing of the breath. It's like, try and get it as early as you can. I can be earlier. I'm still a little bit slow there. But as the arms come around, it's like, get that head down, get that head down. So this is the first speed. I think this is about a 130 pace, or about 125 pace per 100 meters. Now, it's a little bit slow. Well, this is obviously slow with slow motion. But it's actually really difficult to swim butterfly slow, because what happens is your body just completely sinks. So right here, you can see my entire body is underneath the surface of the water. And that's because I'm not going very fast. So you might be watching this and you're like, oh my God, like you're already going so fast. What are you talking about? It's all relative. So the faster you go, the higher your body position is going to be. And if you want to swim faster, you need to increase your body position. It's sort of like 1 + 1 = 3. Drag is squared. So if you go twice as fast, you don't have twice as much resistance. You have 4 times as much resistance. And remember, water is 800 times more dense than air. So as you get faster, you have more drag. And that means you got to be higher in the water to combat that, to minimize resistance. So this is a little bit faster. This looks like about a 110 pace per 100. Let's watch it in slow motion. I actually want to pause right at the catch. We're going to break down that. So this is the point at which right before the hands have entered the water, right before the catch is going to be initiated, which happens right here. So if you notice, my arms right now are straight, and that's not good. So just like a freestyle stroke, you want to have that elbow, that high elbow catch. So right now my arm is like straight basically, and it needs to have that elbow needs to stay high. I'm not doing that right now. A great drill for this, it feels terrible, is fist drill. So if you swim with a fist or tennis balls or golf balls in your hands, it's really difficult, but it's really going to force you in freestyle and fly to really catch the water and get that high elbow. So I do like how my feet are relatively straight. My legs are relatively straight, but I only have one strong dolphin kick. In butterfly, you have 2 kicks for every pull. I think you're going to see it. Actually, we're going to watch this again in slow motion, and I'm actually going to get out of the way so you can see uninterrupted what's happening here. I'm going to duck out of the way. Stop kicking me. You crazy man. So there's 2 dolphin kicks for every arm stroke. The biggest area for improvement is making sure I get that early vertical arm sooner. And then on that second dolphin kick, I need to be a little bit more expressive. And actually, let me pause it right here. So when you do dolphin kick, whether it's for freestyle or for backstroke or for butterfly, you have to make sure you're kicking in both directions. So you can kick up and down. So there's a down kick. Gravity is going to help you on this, because imagine you're kicking a soccer ball. And then there's the up kick, whee! And then the down kick, and then the up kick. And on backstroke, it's inverted. So you got to make sure you're really leveraging everything in your body to get that full surface area engagement. And for me, I need to really work on that second dolphin kick. So here it is from the front view again. You can really see it all come together. You know, butterfly is really difficult, but I do encourage you guys to give it a try. If you are a butterfly swimmer, you're trying to improve, it's really, really important that you break it up. So you see here me, I'm doing a 50, right? If you can't do a 50 with good technique, then you shouldn't do a 50. You should break it up and do 25s. If you can do a 50, that's great, but it needs to be at a certain speed and intensity, so that way you can actually focus on all the different components of the stroke. So let me know what questions you guys have down below in the comments. And the final thing I'll say, I said it before and I'll say it again, if you want to swim fast butterfly, you have to train fast butterfly. So don't be afraid to put some intensity, break it up, don't do 50s and 100s, do 25s, do 12.5s, half butterfly, half freestyle. Focus on your technique and let me know how it goes. If you enjoyed this video analysis, you're gonna love the one that I did on freestyle, where I break it down at 4 different speeds. I'll see you over there. Happy swimming.